anyone here with a message for me? Hello everyone, my name is Brian Vincent with Pure Energy Paranormal. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to assemble the what I'm dubbing the Vinny Vox. Now of course, one of the things that a lot of paranormal investigators have been doing in recent times is building like a decent, if not very, very accurate rendition of the Steve Huff Wonder Box or Portal. And basically that's what I'm going to attempt to do here now, is I'm going to assemble something that is of resemblance to the Steve Huff Portal. And of course my version of it I'm dubbing the Vinny Vox. And of course the reasons why that I'm calling it the Vinny Vox is because, well, my last name is Vincent, and anyone whose first or last name is Vincent are often nicknamed Vinny. But there's also another reason why I call it the Vinny Vox. I'll show you. This is a picture of the last family pet that my family ever had. It was a mixed breed dog who we dubbed Vinny. So one of the things that happened in the house that I was basically born and raised up into, and of course my dad still lives there to this very day, was that there were times when our dog Vinny would behave in a very interesting way. And there were several times, this is back in the 1990s now, the most interesting thing happened. Now unfortunately at the time, myself and everyone else in the household were like, what's going on with Vinny? Why is he acting up a certain way? And in hindsight, it's too bad that I did not dig into it a bit deeper at that time. There was this one area in the living room where Vinny would often be staring at. His ears would be pinned back, his tail pointing straight back. And he would be growling and sometimes barking at something, and it's always in the same area. And where Vinny was looking at was nowhere near like a window or anything where he could see outside and see a dog or a cat running around in the yard. Absolutely not. So when I think back on it in hindsight, I believe wholeheartedly that Vinny was actually seeing a spirit or ghost. Now, I have validated that there has been paranormal activity in the house I grew up in. In fact, lots of it. And it comes as no surprise if Vinny was seeing an apparition. When you think about it, all of the senses of dogs and cats, including their eyesight, their hearing, even their sixth sense, is far superior to that of us humans. So there is no, I would not doubt it at all if Vinny saw an apparition of a ghost or a spirit in that same area. In fact, I was able to determine, based on evidence that was gathered up as well as interviews with my dad and other members of my family, that the area that Vinny was staring at, in that area, I am very, very sure that there's a potential portal or spirit vortex in that area. Certainly the evidence I've gathered up and the interviews I've done are certainly pointing in that direction. Anyhow, let's get to it. So, basically I have two guitar pedals. The one that I have here in my left hand is made by a company called Sonic Cake, and this is basically the Sonic Cake noise wiper. What this one here will do is it will cut down on the white noise, so that way any voices that come through the spirit box that's going to be plugged into this portal will come through clearer. The one on the right is an Azar reverb pedal. And so the way it's going to get set up is that the spirit box or whatever source you are using for the white noise will first go into this pedal here, the Sonic Cake noise wiper, with a short guitar, like a guitar cable. And then a guitar cable goes from this one into the reverb pedal. And then another guitar pedal goes from the reverb pedal into the amplifier. And the amplifier I got here is a Joyo MA-10E amplifier. Now, before I go any further, I just wanted to let you know that there are some preliminary things that I got out of the way before doing this setup. So I've put some LED string lights on here that's powered by a battery on the back. And of course, I can just turn it on like this. Now, for all intents and purposes, for the time being, I'm going to be using two regulated power supplies. One is going to supply a daisy chain to power up these guys, the guitar pedals, and the other one is to power up the amplifier itself. Now, so this is what I'm going to use for the spirit box, the white noise generator that will scan radio frequencies. The ever so highly trustworthy PSB-7T. Even without using something like this to make the voices come through clearer, I've gotten amazing EVPs through this. Now, the one thing I do want to point out, however, The one thing I do want to point out, and trust me, others like Steve Huff, one of my biggest influences, will tell you the exact same thing. If you do not have a connection with the ghosts and spirits, now by definition a ghost is basically a paranormal entity that has not crossed over. It's earthbound. And for whatever reason it may be, that particular entity has not crossed over. Now, a spirit is a paranormal entity that has crossed over. And of course, when spirits have crossed over into heaven, spirits can still come from heaven to visit us and watch over us. I do believe that. Like, I am a very, very staunch believer in the afterlife. Like, I believe that the triune God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit exist. I believe that Satan, unfortunately, exists, along with this hierarchy of demons, who I despise and hate. I love my triune God, but I hate the devil. So, anyhow. So, of course, this guy right here is basically a mini plug to a full-size jack stereo with which is also gold plated for better conductivity. This is what's going to connect the spirit box into the noise wiper noise gate pedal. And after everything is assembled, I'm going to have this put on my put on my Vinny Vox. And basically it's a copper wire, and I got 3 pure quartz crystals embedded in it. The theory is that this connects as an antenna, and spirits and ghosts can obviously be very curious about it, and perhaps use this to channel their energies into this device and provide even better spirit communication. Now, and of course these are like the 2 guitar pedals I'll be using. And this is the daisy chain. So I've already got everything velcroed up and everything here, just just to make things a little bit quicker to get done. So, and of course I've also got decals put on this device. I got custom stickers made of my logo and name, Pure Energy Paranormal. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think that there's anyone out there that refers to him or herself as Vinny Vox, like on YouTube, or has a device named this. I mean, I did do a preliminary search on the internet and found nothing. So I really, really hope I don't step on anybody's toes when it comes to any kind of copyright or whatever. If I do, I sincerely apologize. But I hope that if that is the case, you will allow me to continue allowing me to have the name Vinny Vox attached to this particular device I'm building here. So with that in mind, let's put this together. So I'm going to start by putting the noise gate pedal on here. And what this will also do too is it'll also help keep the string lights attached as well. So just make sure you get that in there nice and good. Like, I already put the velcro on the portal, like basically the amplifier, as well as on the pedals. So that way it's basically already done. Then on the other side will be the reverb pedal. So let's get that attached on here. Just wiggle that in there a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty secure. And then the output on the noise gate will plug in here and then go all the way over here to the input. The input over here. Into the reverb pedal, and then from the reverb pedal into the amplifier. And then of course what I'll do now, since I only just got this on here temporary, just to hold those string lights in place until I put the pedals in place, I'm just going to peel away this little bit of Scotch tape here. Just set that aside there. And there's another one right here. There we go. Now, and then this guy right here. Now, I also believe that it is important to use a stereo plug to go into the noise gate pedal. And then the plug that you want to insert into on the PSB-7T, there's two mini plugs, one for headphones, one for speaker out. So I would use the speaker out in this particular case. Now, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the daisy chain and plug these guys into the pedals, like so. And then on the very back, I'm just going to use one of these velcro straps or velcro ties. And then tie this all together in the back. Just to keep everything tidy and neat. Just wrap that around a couple of times till it's all fully wrapped up there. There we go. Alrighty. Now, and then the last little touch. I'm going to put this on with this guy right here. I think it goes like this way right here. Okay, perfect. And then what I'm going to do is just use these little pair of pliers here just to pinch the curved part of the copper wire together. Okay. Just have to be very, very careful here. quite in there yet, but I'll get it. Okay, there we go. I think I might have it. And then this one, just go into here. Just turn this in my direction here for a second. So I'll just kind of just play around with this just a little bit just to get it in the right position here. Maybe this one here just needs just a little bit more tightening here. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good there now. So, there we go. The Vinny Vox is now assembled. So, when it comes to using the PSB-7T, one of my go-to settings is to have it put on either a 150 or 200 millisecond scan rate. At 150 millisecond scan rate, that's roughly equates to about 6.7 frequency numbers in 1 second that is scanned. That are scanned, sorry. My English there is a little incorrect. And then I always go in a reverse rate. And usually for the FM band, or no, the AM band, I usually would like to go with a 100 millisecond scan rate in the reverse direction. So, with that in mind, I would like to get things going here, get things started. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very short session here tonight, and to see if there are any messages to come through. And of course, I'll have a REM pod and my K2 meter also running as well. And I'm just gonna light a ceremonial candle to make our session official. But one last thing. Let's get the power supplies plugged in. So this one here is for the daisy chain that powers up the guitar pedals. And then the other one here is for the amplifier. Now, just bear in mind that I'm in an apartment, and next door there are some neighbors, some youth that are still up, out of bed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but they haven't yet retired for the night. So If I hear anything that is coming from next door, I will confirm it and say it's, for debunking purposes. Okay? So with that in mind, everything should be good to go, and so what I'm going to do first is I got to get my infrared floodlights going, as well as turn on my full spectrum camera as well before I kill all the lights. As I light this candle, I call upon my guides and helpers to assist me here tonight. I invite all good, loving, benevolent spirits to come forward into my presence here tonight with your messages and signs. Any and all the devices that I have here right now will not hurt you in any way, shape, or form. All of these gadgets, all these tools are here as a means for you to communicate with me, to give me signs, and also to give me messages from the other side. I call upon Archangel Michael for protection. Archangel Michael defends us against all evil. So I call upon Archangel Michael to protect me and to protect all good benevolent spirits who wish to come forward. So I invite all ghosts and spirits to please come forward. Do not be afraid of me. I mean you no harm. I'm here with peace, love, kindness, and respect. And of course, I do not underestimate your capabilities to use these devices to get dialed in and to take control of these devices to communicate with me. I am a person of the light. I believe in the afterlife. I believe in the triune God. I denounce Satan and his hierarchy of demons. They are never, ever allowed in my presence. Never. I fear my triune God, but I do not fear evil. I do not fear Satan. I do not fear demons. So, with that in mind, I am going to get things started here. So what I'm going to do is I should have brought my flashlight out here with me. Just bear with me for one moment, please. I'm just going to go and fetch a flashlight. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Just when you think you got everything all right here and all set up and ready to go, and there's always that one thing you always end up forgetting, and of course it's having a trusty flashlight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the power button on the back. And of course the button that has overdrive and clean, I got it selected as clean. And And I always leave the tone turned all the way counterclockwise to the left. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just turn the volume up just a little bit. And then I'm going to start up PSB7T. Okay. So let's turn on the pedals. So I just turned on the noise gate pedal here first. Turning the dial here now. So what I did is I adjusted the noise gate just to allow just a little bit of the white noise and clicking sounds to come through. You don't want to totally wipe the whole thing out. So I'm noticing there's activity on the K2 meter, which is great. Now let's turn on the reverb pedal. And I always turn, when I tried this out beforehand, I would turn the reverb dial to the, say about to the 1 or 2 o'clock position. Okay, so I'm just getting the last of the preliminary adjustments done here. Okay. Who is in my presence right now? Can you tell me your name, please? Try to come through as clearly as you can, please. If you like, you can borrow some of my energy. As long as you don't have any malicious intent. Whoa, the K2 meter is really spiking high. Is there a spirit or ghost that has a message for me? Remember, I am here with peace and love and kindness and respect in mind. I don't mean you any harm, and none of my devices here mean you any harm. Will harm you. Are any of my relatives here with me? My brother, Christopher Dean Vincent, are you here with me? Can at least one spirit or ghost come forward and tell me your name, please? Is my mom, Jean Lorraine Bertha Wiseman Vincent here? Dean and Mom, I really miss both of you. Mom, my dad is really lost without you. Dad really misses you a lot. Can one spirit or ghost come forward and tell me how many ghosts and spirits are here with me right now? So I'm just going to do a very short session here now. So I'm going to want to wrap up soon. The activity is ramping up on the K2 meter and the REM pod here. That's could very well be indicating that there are spirits or ghosts making their presence known. If so, thank you very, very much. See, approximately where the K2 meter is set up now is very close to being underneath an area that I have had validated by renowned medium Diana Palm. So there is one confirmed portal here in this apartment. And of course I blessed that area with holy water last year to ensure that nothing bad or evil comes through it. Comes and goes through it. Please don't be afraid to come forward. I'm very eager to hear about what messages you have. For any earthbound spirits, or earthbound ghosts I should say, that are trapped, that are stuck. Do you need my help? If you need my help, I can certainly cross you over. Can a spirit or ghost come forward and touch one of my hands? I am feeling a little bit of a colder presence. If that is indeed the result of spirits or ghosts manifesting, hopefully it'll turn up on my cameras. So for a moment I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm going to visualize light and warmth. The candle I have lit here symbolizes the light and warmth of all things good. I'm imagining the light of heaven. Imagining heaven. Imagining the light. I'm doing my very, very best to imagine the glory of heaven. Try to come through as clearly as you can, please. I'm not going to yell and scream at you. I'm not going to make any big demands out of you. I'm a person of kindness and respect. And I invite ghosts and spirits to come forward. And I'd appreciate it if you could come forward if you want to. No pressure at all. Can you come closer to this device right here and light it up to the 4th or 5th red LED light for me, please, on the K2 meter? If you could do that, that'd be so cool. Okay, so I'm going to soon shut down now this session for tonight. Are there any messages? If I don't catch your messages or your names in real time, I will go over the footage that's being recorded here tonight. Remember, this is all about you and validating that you do indeed exist. That the afterlife is very real. That when our physical bodies pass away, we are not merely done. Our souls are eternal. Can you tell me your name? Please don't be shy. Well, I think a name came through that time.
Yes.
Are there any spirits, or are there any ghosts, earthbound ghosts, that need help crossing over? I built this device. It's dedicated to you, the ghosts and spirits who like to come forward and communicate with me. This is my gift to you, for you to use to its fullest potential. Okay, so I'm going to shut down now. So if you'd like to get any names or any last minute messages come through, that'd be greatly appreciated. Okay? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is shut down the PSB-17. Okay, the PSB-17 is now shut off. And I'm going to shut down the pedals. And then lastly, turn down the volume knob and gain knob, and then turn the power off. And then I'll turn these lights off back here. There we go. So overall, I think that some messages were attempting to come through. And I think I heard, like, say Bert or Art or a name like that come through. So I'll be reviewing the footage over and going from there. And before I shut down all of my equipment here, I just want to give a big shout out to some of the individuals and groups that have been a big influence on me, whose work I've studied very, very extensively, because before I started doing any of this work, I took it upon myself to learn from the experts. Those people, those groups include Paranormal Nightmare TV, the Foreman Brothers, Josh, Rocky, and Sean. Keep up the great work, guys. Kristen Lee Huff of Bel Air House Tours. Someday I hope to visit the Bel Air House, because the paranormal activity in that house can be so off the charts, it's unreal. And of course I cite Steve Huff, Diana Palm, and of course the gang at Paranormal Quest. And it's great what all these individuals and groups are doing. We all have a common goal, and that is to validate the existence of the afterlife, that it is very, very real, and also to help those who are dealing with paranormal activity that is in particular of a negative nature. Okay, so as I put out this candle, any portals, gateways, doorways that were opened up here tonight are hereby to be closed. I command this in the name of my Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless. Thank you for watching. A special shout out goes out to Paranormal ITC researchers Steve Huff and George Brown for their groundbreaking work. Hit that like button and subscribe. Soundtrack in order of appearance. Produced and edited by Brian Vincent for Pure Energy Paranormal Productions.